What's up? What's up? What's up? It's the Let's Wine About It podcast.
Yes,
Your girl Jill
and JD.
We back, episode 3. I know it's been a while.
It has.
It's been a while. It's been a while, but listen, we ain't gonna keep saying that. We doing it how we gonna do it.
Yeah,
and that's that.
Just getting accustomed to life.
Okay, listen, because we have life going on, as you see. Welcome, Naomi. You know, bless you. So let's go ahead and get into the housekeeping. We gonna hold y'all too long. Let's hop into it. If you haven't already, follow us on all digital platforms. I mean, all of them: Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of that, Spotify.
Everybody.
Yeah. For the audio, let's wine about it with the wine glass emoji. You have to put the wine glass emoji in there to hear us. But we became wine tubers for your viewing pleasures. So if you want to check us out and watch us talk our shit per usual, Let's Wine About It podcast on YouTube. Like, follow, share, subscribe, okay?
Yes.
All right. And follow us on Instagram. Let's Wine About It pod. P-O-D. So we're going to go ahead and hop into this wine. It's a mimosa wine, guys.
It is.
We're trying different stuff.
Mimosa.
It say, oh me mimosa, oh my. Oh me, oh my mimosa.
Oh me, oh my.
Listen, we've been in a brunch vibe. I haven't had brunch this summer
I think that's what it is. We're leading up to actual brunch.
Listen, because I'm trying to have a brunch for my birthday. Oh, let's talk about Virgo season. We're in Virgo season officially.
Shout out to Virgo.
Yeah. It's Virgoing. I'm Virgoing. Like you like to say, you Scorpio-ing. I'm Virgoing.
And she has the right to be Virgoing because we also in a retrograde.
We are in the retrograde.
So
in Virgo.
Give yourself grace.
Cause what?
Shambles.
My life.
I was told we're actually in 2 retrogrades.
We are. We in like a lot of retrogrades.
Leo, Venus. Venus is in Leo, so
yep.
That's another thing.
It's a Mercury retrograde though.
And then it's a Mercury retrograde too.
Because Virgo is in Mercury.
Yep. So communication and love life is affected, guys. Be careful.
Breathe through it. Please think before you speak.
Yes.
And feel before you act.
Yes.
And just let it all process before you do anything.
Before you say anything, right?
Before you do say anything, just let it all process, okay?
Because we do not want y'all to be dealing with
Listen.
negative things.
You thirsty?
You okay, Mom?
Okay. We're gonna get you something. We not. I promise.
Not that thirsty.
Not that thirsty, but I got you.
Y'all funny.
But yeah, so we're gonna have a great Virgo season though, because you know God put us in charge. So I don't know why, He just did.
Talking about we just gonna do the Lord's work because He told us. Like,
I don't know why He put it. Maybe because we're good organization skills, we perfectionists, all that good stuff.
I don't know why God gave us
the power like that.
Look,
it's giving very main character energy. And I see why y'all Virgos don't like us, but y'all love us. I see why y'all don't like us Virgos. I said that backwards. But I see why y'all don't like us. And y'all always want to pick on us.
It's because it's love there.
Listen.
Y'all heard it first. From the Virgo herself.
Okay.
Period.
Queen Virgo herself. Big earth energy over this way. She's a Capricorn, so it's giving.
It's giving. Yeah, it's a lot of earth.
It's big earth energy. So yeah, so we're gonna have a marvelous Virgo season, even though it's a retrograde, several retrogrades, but you know, moving grace. That's one thing I would say about us Virgos. We do, at least the ones that I do know, and myself, I can only speak for myself, I do try to move in grace. You know, so that means give yourself grace in this season, in this retrograde.
Yourself grace. Okay, not nobody else's situation, yourself.
Yeah. So
you got tan.
Mimosa us because we do what we want on the wine podcast. 8% mimosa. We got it from Aldi.
It's a fun summer drink.
Yeah.
So, you know, even though you can't go wrong with mimosas regardless.
And I want a mimosa real bad.
A cute little summer drink.
Yeah. It ain't nothing too hard or
for
nothing.
your pleasures.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try it because this is something we've never tried. At least I've never tried.
I don't think I did that. Well, this the okay, this the one. It's the orange.
They only had the only one. That's the only one that had. What we toasting to?
Let's toast to Virgo season.
Virgo season. I can smell the champagne in here. It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely mimosa.
It's mimosa.
It's a mimosa.
It's
It's a mimosa.
Oh yeah.
We remember that time we went to bottomless mimosas with friend and we was drunk.
Yeah. Yes. Man, listen. You remember the half part?
Yeah,
It was a time.
Okay, so yeah.
Mimosas will get the job done.
Mimosa will always get the job. I be trying to tell. I was telling my man that I was like, I've never been to brunch. You finna go. You
gotta enjoy.
You better have a time. You talk about a time last night. Yeah. A time last day. Day party vibes, like day drinking. Yeah.
Day drink. Yes.
Mimosas is good between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Yeah.
You know how much drunk you could be in that time?
And it's, cause you talking about falling through the bushes. Oh yeah. Cause all I gotta do is take a couple of, drinks. Pause, talk, eat, get right back to it.
Definitely eat your food.
Yes, please.
Please eat your food. Because we're talking about champagne.
It'll give you a headache if you ain't.
Yeah, eat your food, guys. So I'm gonna give it an 8 for it to be a mimosa. This is actually a perfectly blended mimosa.
Good.
Like you could put more mimosa in this. You know what I mean? Put more champagne in it, or like tequila, because I was thinking tequila.
How do we probably again? Oh, and for those that will go out and get this, because I know you guys will. You trust our judgment.
Yeah.
The bottle has instructions on it, and they're very small. So for those that's used to shaking up stuff or whatever, with some mimosa, the orange is gonna be at the bottom. It's turn it 5 times, but don't shake it because again it's champagne. We forget,
Yeah, we be out here.
Yeah, because we actually popped the champagne bottle, but this one perhaps you just pop the top with the bottle opener.
Yeah.
So yeah. Don't forget that.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and just get into the episode, and what we talking about today? This Friends season 5, episode 3.
Yes, season 5, episode 5 seasons, girl.
I'm tired.
Episode 3. We're tired. We are. This is what we be like. Okay, y'all. It's been a while.
Because people be like, you tired of talking? Hell
we
yeah.
tired.
I'm
Season
tired.
5.
I'm still trying to figure it out myself. So yeah.
Episode 3. How to create healthy boundaries.
Yeah, how we creating healthy boundaries in our lives. Like I feel like we honestly right now I feel like we kind of struggling with that.
We are, because you know why? I think we're kind of like tiptoeing.
Do we know
around people's feelings?
Do we even know what boundaries are though?
I don't think we do.
Yeah. What do you define as what do you define as boundaries?
Boundaries. What do I find out? To me, in me living in my own little world, it's things that I've always done, will always do, and don't like interrupted for the pleasure of someone else.
Ooh, I like that. I think that's absolutely
That's the best way I can put it without looking up a definition, because so if it's cross, I'll feel disrespected, I'll feel insulted, I feel like you don't care because you didn't get to the bottom of why I like to do that certain thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so my definition of a boundary is something like a non-negotiable. A non-negotiable regardless of whoever that non-negotiable is that you have in place in your life. It could be you just absolutely do not like when someone lies to you, or like that's a non-negotiable, but that can also be a boundary. So my definition of boundaries are your non-negotiables. Yeah. What you won't settle for.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of course deeper than that for boundaries, and everybody's definition for boundary is different.
Definitely.
But your boundaries is put in place for. I learned this too. You think your boundaries are put in place for you, but your boundaries are actually put in place for other people to keep them in your life. Because again, you love these people so much. However, you don't want them to take advantage of you in certain areas, and especially certain areas that you're still working on, like on your healing journey and things like that. So for me, I look at boundaries are for the people that I do love, that I do want to keep in my life. However, people that don't understand the nature of boundaries, they don't take it that way. They look at it as like, oh, you coming at me in a certain way, or you trying to push me away, and it's like,
if a person feel attacked by a boundary that you place for you, then I think they just need to figure out why they're attacked by something that you did for you.
Yeah.
Because they was never told about themselves in that area.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, finally somebody actually tried. Who are you to tell me? You know?
Yeah, because boundaries are supposed to be a respect factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's honestly supposed to keep you respecting yourself.
Because you couldn't put them there, you know.
Exactly.
Also depends on what are considered good or bad boundaries, or is there a such thing? Because who are you to tell me that what I don't want you to do is bad? Is it a way for me to stop being a certain way because I like operating in that way? Do that necessarily mean I'm operating good?
Because that's the way the lines are blurred for me when it comes to boundaries. Because I feel like just in general with people, this generation, we have so many standards to things, and it's like people forget there is the truth, there is a lie, there is a thing called fact, and the fact of you have to get down to the fact of the matter. How you feel is not fact. So you may feel like you want to operate in a certain way, that does not mean is a fact. Like what's wrong is wrong and what's right is right. Yes. Like people forget that and they blur those lines because well, this is what we have so many definitions. Well, this is my definition of this. We have so many definitive things where we can define, like with the LGBTQ community. We've given, and no offense, but we've given so much power to that. Now everybody can identify as every and anything, and it's like, wait, no.
Yeah, because if I was to say I want to be a mirror today,
you really, let's be fucking for real. You know what I mean? Like,
I can be that because that's what I chose to be, and you're gonna respect it because the world gave you a law on how to force us to respect y'all boundaries.
And so that's the thing for me when it comes to certain things. So yes, I believe there are right and wrong boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
I do believe there are right and wrong
because what they're trying to make non-negotiable now are negotiable because now my freedom of speech is being controlled by a group of people that feels threatened by how I've been feeling.
And not only that though, it's like, come on, where's the grace? You know what I'm saying? When we talk about boundaries, like, okay, so yes, you have your boundaries where there are non-negotiable. It's like, where's the grace for people to be human? You know what I mean? So in us talking about boundaries, that's why I feel like there are right and wrong boundaries. It's like that's why I feel like, because you can overly do too much in a boundary, and
a lot of people don't want to be told nothing nowadays, so that's their escape on how to be told, you know. So like, no, because my boundaries,
because I'm grown,
because I'm
you are absolutely right, you are grown, but that don't mean you're not wrong. You know what I'm saying? You can be wrong and still be wrong. Wrong. You can though, and it's just like, people don't want to be told nothing, and we're not humble anymore. We don't have humility.
This is the era.
It's the era that nobody can. Gen Z or Gen X? Gen X?
Both.
Okay, one of those. Because I don't really know.
I don't know.
I do know, but I just don't know off the top of my head right now. I think it's X.
It's X. Yeah.
So Gen X definitely don't like to be told anything. Us millennials, we also do not like to be told anything because we feel like we got it all together. But for the majority of us millennials, we are still teachable.
We are still teachable, and we are learning, and I am proud of us that's willing to try to work on certain things that we realized that we needed to work on. Because again, that's another hard thing to get through to us. Yeah, we became stubborn to those.
We absolutely did, and that's because we never, like we was just talking off camera, like we never really were learning. At least the people that are actually actively doing their healing process in therapy. Because and maybe this is wrong for me. Tell me if I'm wrong, right? Which you are. This is the thing. This is why our friendship works, because we tell each other when we're wrong.
It be the funniest thing.
It does. And like, if she do it with love, though, she be treating the fuck out me. And I be like,
y'all go hit it. She be like, okay, but when she do it, she be, nah, best friend. No, I support you, but I ain't gonna go.
Yeah, like, but for real, because at the end of the day, like, let's hold each other accountable, right? We talk about that all the time.
Yes.
Like, okay, I'm tired of saying accountable and accountability, but that's
but we do.
It's time,
because that's part of growth,
right? So my thing is this. Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. Like, Cause I'm not gonna say people not doing the work, but
she started off like that already.
Alright, cause I feel like I'm wrong.
I ain't gonna say they ain't doing shit, but
I gotta tell how I'm thinking this, right? How I'm feeling about this, how I'm thinking about this. I don't feel like you're really doing the work. But if you're not really going to therapy, you're not doing it fully. Because it's kind of like the blind leading the blind.
Okay.
That's how I think about that.
Okay.
If you don't have some form of therapy, a professional, because how would you know? Really? Right? And I feel like a lot of us, me included before I got in therapy, were blind leading the blind of us out here like, nah, just kind of, because we think we're holding ourselves accountable, but are we really holding ourselves accountable?
I think,
and I think that's just me personally, because I feel like me personally, I will say that I held myself accountable until I had someone professionally that didn't know me tell me like, no, you're wrong. Yes, you can feel how you feel, but that's wrong. And I'm just like I told you, my last session made me fucking, like, I cried. But she was right, and she was correct. And I'm just like, damn. And that really was like the best, like, and although I haven't went back yet, that's how I know.
Sometimes you just gotta take more days to process.
No, like I haven't been. That's been a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So that session could just be
exactly.
Very well
so it was I am processing because I'm like, she's right. And we don't like to hear the hard shit. We don't like to hear what's wrong with us.
No.
Right?
No.
And I think that's a part of boundary seeking. That's a part of boundary learning.
Yeah.
Learning that you're the villain. Right? I'll
be the villain. I've been saying that, and I've been telling those that finds me the villain. I've been saying that to them.
But it's like for people that really have this ideology that they do no wrong.
Yeah. This is why.
Or like they perceive themselves to be pure, or they perceive themselves to be like the best intentions for you, not knowing. And that's me, because I feel like I have the best intentions. It's like, and I do have the best intentions, but that don't mean I didn't do something wrong in a scenario.
Exactly, because your intentions are so good. But the difference with you wanting to know if you was wrong or not is because you're coming from a place of, I can relate.
I can.
So you want them to see that they're wrong, but this is where it can be wrong, because although you've discovered that, they're not ready to see that they're wrong. So,
and so that's why I'm saying, it's like why I feel like
it's definitely bad on how.
This is why I feel like, okay, see, a person out the gate wouldn't know that.
Yep.
Unless a professional tells them that.
And honestly,
because we can say that all day long, right? Like you can notice that in the person, or you can notice that in me, and it's like, I probably won't even agree to that.
It's some things that can be said to somebody that could be like, people that don't think they're wrong. I've noticed people that don't think they're wrong actually apologize.
Yeah.
But I've also heard them say, oh no, therapy ain't. I already know what I need to do. So to be honest, no. Therapy still won't help, because if you can't look at
you have to accept therapy. You have to be open to it.
Accept it, right?
But that's my point. My point is, like, it helps. That's the point. Therapy, we all need it. We always talk about it. We do. We all need it, right?
I believe we
all need it. We need it. That don't mean you have to be in it consistently, or it just means like we need something professional that understands like the psyche of the mind, the psyche of trauma. Like we need, because we could talk about this all day long, but we don't really know. We're not professionals about it. Our experience helped, but that don't mean you're verbatim going through what I'm going through.
That's why it's highly encouraged therapy, because everybody instantly think that, oh, I'm just talking to somebody on the couch. No, that's a therapist. You might need a psychiatrist, And that's different because
psychologist.
That person might. That's what she's talking about. That person's gonna break down your trauma. It's different types of trauma. You got a childhood trauma therapist. You got an adult therapist. You got somebody that can unpack the things that you're dealing with now. This is why people that's married go to marriage counseling. It's different types. So when we take therapy, don't just think one track minded, like, oh no,
and don't think therapy
just talk about
and don't think therapy is like a fix either, because it's like a holistic thing. You need therapy. You also need like a relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? You also need your experiences with your friends. You also need, you know what I'm saying? And
that's crazy because with a therapist, that's a person that's gonna talk back, that allows you to talk back, because you can now disagree.
Absolutely. And if you hear my dog in the background, that's
but with God, that's another form of prayer. Is another form of therapy. It's just that for those that don't like to be told nothing, you rather no, because I got a spiritual walk. I could just pray and then I'll be good. Right. Okay. God ain't saying nothing right back to you. Telling you sound crazy.
Right. No, bad.
But it's easy to just do that and not receive, because you ain't really received what you just said. You just let it out because you're not good.
That's a whole different thing that I want to talk about.
And that's a whole different thing.
Because even with that, like, God be giving us answers and be telling us straight no, and we just be ignoring it.
Through people.
Through other people, through other things, through situations, through experiences, and we just say, fuck what we just prayed about.
Because I got it. I already know. I'm good. I know I gotta
goes back to us. So we don't like being told nothing.
So to answer your question, I don't know. You're not wrong.
Okay, so I'm not wrong for thinking how I think about that.
We just need to elaborate on it a little more, because some people, for those that do think like, no, I don't need to be told nothing from nobody. I'm good. I know I got to work on it. I just ain't met the right person to fix it.
Ooh, because you're looking for somebody else to fix it.
Or accept it, so you don't have to change it.
That is weird. That's the whole purpose of going to therapy. Stop looking for other things, people, places to fix you when you need to fix you. And really, I'm not even gonna say fix, because that sounds like a end, a period, a definitive is done. You're gonna always be healing.
It's constant. Healing is just like change. It's
gonna continue. It's not linear.
And that's what we look at it like.
It's not linear. Because although it's linear in consistency, but it's not just straight and narrow. It's definitely gonna be up, down, then third. You probably go back a little bit and do the up, down, back there, and then you might go and then do the up, down, then you might come back right here, do the up, down, right there.
People just want therapy to be like a band-aid.
Yeah.
No.
And it's not.
Because you might need to go back and open that wound. And how many more times you gonna keep opening it up? No. This is why, like she said,
So I feel like therapy helps with solidifying and creating your boundaries, and that's why I brought up the whole point of therapy, because it does. Because I'm learning my boundaries, or I'm learning new boundaries. I'm learning new boundaries, and I'm reestablishing old boundaries. That I did have in place that I forgot about when it came to relationships, also just my friends and family and things like that. So yeah,
I had to dissect my boundaries, because I feel like I realized they were trauma boundaries. I placed them there so I won't get hurt on purpose because of
I think everybody does that.
So I didn't really. I feel like my boundaries
were trauma responding.
Yeah, they're kind of like were really unrealistic. Yeah, because I was one of those. Don't tell me nothing, because what you talking to me for about that, I'm good. I was definitely one of those, because who are you to try to what?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to listen. That's why listening is hard for me, because no. I remember not being heard, and now you want to tell me that this, and this?
Facts.
Oh no.
Facts.
Nope, I hear my voice, I'm good. Facts. But no, I'm not good. Wasn't good.
And that's okay.
So now I got new boundaries. Once that makes sense to place. Not saying nobody boundaries don't make sense, but I'm being realistic here,
Yeah, nah, for real.
And I had to heal that part of me that wanted them there, because I was still trying to save the young me.
Ooh, I like that.
So yeah,
we do be trying to. We still, that's a good point you made. I had a fight. Me and my brother had a fight, and it was just like it was over something stupid, but it was like me trying to. Still, I'm like, I was fighting. The fight was dumb, but I feel like us fighting was me. It was the younger version of me fighting to be heard, at 31.
Yep.
And the 31-year-old me was defending the 12-year-old me.
Yep.
Or the 7-year-old me.
Yep.
And so it was slow.
When I had that moment, when I had those moments in my past relationship, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
You gotta,
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point you bring up. Like we're still defending old parts of them. That's lit. I'm gonna tell my therapist. That's what I'm saying. This is why I say therapy is just.
So she ain't wrong.
I'm not wrong because your friends are therapeutic. Your relationship should be therapeutic.
And that's probably why you felt wrong because a part of it could have.
I'm sorry. Okay.
You probably came off a little assertive about it with somebody you love because so you probably felt like maybe I am wrong because your delivery could have been like, you just need therapy, you know.
Right.
So no.
And that's the thing, like therapy is not, like I said, therapy is not the end all be all because you still need healthy relationships. You still need to gravitate to your friends and your family. And like I said, your relationship's supposed to be therapeutic. It's supposed to be a place of where you can be able, a safe space where you can be able to vent and like, all right, I can talk to my partner about this.
Yeah.
Even if it's not relational. As far as your relationship, like if I fight with my best friend, I want to talk to my man about it.
Yeah.
Like how should I approach this? Because that's my best friend and I love her and and you know what I'm saying?
I love that. I could go to my guy like
even this like here is considered therapy for us, a form of therapeutic talk for us because we're dissecting the things that we're going through with you all.
We're steady unpacking.
We're unpacking while we're learning. Yeah, we got topics we talk about. That's why I said this is not an advice podcast. We're venting and we're, this is a safe space for us to just be millennials and whining over a glass of wine. We talk about everyday things that we go through.
Because when she went through younger and now she's older, I'm learning from her experiences and now she's learning from
facts.
And we hearing it's like we hear different things every time because we're steady dissecting what the hell we had going on with each other, didn't understand.
Yeah. And so like that's crazy because that's why I had that little aha moment, like because I feel like I'm figuring it out right now. Like, we're fighting, even in relationships, we're fighting our younger selves. We're fighting our old selves. We're fighting our old concepts. We're fighting our exes in these new relationships. We're fighting, things that we didn't get to say.
Yep.
So when we get tricked, that's what a trigger is.
You told me it's my responsibility to identify my triggers.
Absolutely.
So I won't be snapping on any and everything.
Absolutely. Because a new person is not going to know, until they know.
All I said was you hungry?
Right. Until they actually know your pattern. They actually, all right, I know this triggers my person. But like a new person out the gate is not gonna know that you was abused in your last relationship, or when you yell in this tone and talk about I don't pick up everything. It makes me exactly. So it's like you're fighting the old person. You're fighting the fact that you should have spoke up to that person. Now you got the chance to speak up. You're speaking up to the wrong person. So that's what triggers is. So when you react to that trigger, that's why you shouldn't react to those triggers. That's when you should just also take that in and process and be like, okay, I'm upset, but I'm not upset with you. I'm upset at the principle around it, but not at you per se. And I gotta address why I'm upset. I'm upset because my ex did this, or my mom did this, or my old friend did this, and when you did that not knowingly, it triggered me. And it made me feel how I used to feel. It made me feel like the less version of myself now. So that's why I had that aha moment. I had that aha moment because I was like, that's what we're doing. We're fighting our old selves.
That's crazy.
We're fighting old things.
Survival mode is not just careerized. It's not just trying to live in a world where we're trying to make ends meet. It's also, mentally. It's survival mode is a mentality. It really is in that mode for everything. And it's like everybody's just struggling to feel good, to be soft. What is it now?
Soft life.
Soft life.
We want a soft life.
Because we keep saying, and I think about an era. An era, that means that dies out. We want to
completely continuous. We want a soft life.
Because when the summer's over, those that was in that era then, the winter come, you probably going, you know, I don't want you to lose everything that you just worked hard for those couple of months. We need a soft,
I think we need a softer concept of we need a softer concept of how we approach our lives.
Yeah. And lately I've been finding myself saying a lot. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace.
Yeah, me too.
And that's just to people.
I say that to people all the time, but I don't say enough to myself.
Give yourself grace. It's okay. It's okay, because even within the 8-hour shifts that we have to work, 8 to 10, 12 that we have to work, each like
so sad about that.
Man, each couple of hours give you time to just start over. You had a rough morning, you got time to start over.
Yeah.
You having a rough afternoon, all right. Try to utilize the rest of the evening.
And it's hard. It's hard to do that. So in reference to boundaries, because I know I don't want to talk too much about. I actually don't want this to be a long episode either.
Yeah. But recognizing your triggers to know what
type of boundaries you need to set.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in reference to the triggers part, you have to really recognizing triggers are hard though. Because they are hard. I wouldn't say that, but yes, to a certain extent. I would say, for you. For me, I feel like recognizing triggers are hard because it's like it causes you to really you're so hypersensitive on everything you're doing or somebody is doing. So that's why I say it's hard, because it's like that. I feel like it's like, oh God, it's another job.
Some people wear their triggers too.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
can kind of like see it, and that's why a lot of people are like, dang, you psychic? No, you just. Some people got the ability to read people.
Yeah.
Those type of people that have the ability to read people. It's okay to just give people that grace of just telling them like, it's okay, you know. And that's why I think God put us here for real, to just help each other. Because a lot of us got gifts that we can really help other people. They're like, how you know? I never even talked to you like that.
Stop being selfish.
We gotta.
We're living in that selfish time right now, but we gotta stop being selfish.
Yeah.
To be able to do that, to help each other.
I don't know where it came from, but somebody with a spiritual gift is watching this.
No,
it's okay.
No, yeah.
Let that person know. Open up. Yeah. If you hop in the inbox, DM or whatever. Just like.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. So like recognizing your triggers so you can create better boundaries and enforce your boundaries is key. So if you know that you're triggered by someone raising that voice at you, have that discussion with said person and be like, hey, we don't have to yell and we scream or whatever.
That's something for me.
Okay, so that's a trigger. Not only that's a trigger, but that's also you telling that's a boundary. So hey, you yelling at me triggers me because when you yell at me, it makes me feel small. However, it's also a boundary. You yelling at me is not going to get anything solved, or I'm not going to feel heard. You're not even going to feel heard.
And then that person has to respond knowing why they yelled, because if you are frustrating this person by just simply not comprehending, and that person needs to find ways to try to communicate. But y'all can connect.
That's one thing I want. That was me. No, that's one thing I want to talk about boundaries. Is it's like, all right, G, if somebody cross your boundaries or like, you know, violates your boundaries, give them the opportunity to fix it. Ooh. Like, don't just cut nobody out because it's my boundary. That's what I mean. Like, give people grace. Like, come on, people are human.
How much grace should we give it? Because we got two questions.
Go ahead.
How much grace should be given with the one question that's circulating social media? We want to discuss it. If a person cheats on you and is the relationship over? If a love child entering too from that.
Yeah.
One night of fun.
And I think that's situational, and I think that's based on your relationship with said person. You know, I think that depends on that. Personally,
can you deal with raising somebody else's child?
I can't. I wouldn't be able to, and I'm being real. It's the cool thing to say, like, yeah, we can get past that, but actually doing that work, that takes time and effort. That's like a job in itself. A relationship in itself is already a job. and then trying to, that's why I'm saying, like, now at this age, so that's why cheating is definitely a non-negotiable, which is a boundary for me.
Gotcha.
If you cheat, it's over with for
through
me.
the door.
It's over with for me because I already know.
Gotcha.
Me personally, I'm gonna always relive that.
So to answer your question, so no is the question for like if cheating, for that no. Yeah,
for me,
because that's the boundary that you place.
Because I know me, because I know in that area, although I know I can do the work, do I want to?
And then, to be honest, it's two parts to that. The love child is one thing, but you're right. That cheating is gonna replay over and over because, damn it, I know I'm.
Especially because, and the reason why I said that for me personally, because I know what type of person I am in a relationship.
I know how I am,
and I know how I want my relationship to project it to be. As far as if I'm with you, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm down with you. Yes, we're gonna have our moments, blah blah blah, but you should be able to come. This is how good I am in a relationship. You should be able to come to me and tell me, babe, I've been thinking about stepping out. That's where we should be like, all right, something going on. Obviously, I'm not doing something. To the point that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So talk to me about what you're lacking or what you feel like you're lacking in a relationship. To the point that you want to step out, bro.
This is why people are starting to go with the wave of, what is it? Passes? Some dumb shit like passes that they want to make up. And they made a movie about it too.
Yeah.
But you want to, when they go, I don't want to ever have to submit to a stupid reason on, okay, well, my man is out, I gave him a free pass and he out of town, but you just never know what can happen. I do know what can happen. I'm a girl. I'm an attractive one at that, bro. You ready for this?
And I just feel like the idea behind cheating is very, very immature.
Immature.
I feel like if you gotta cheat, and the men that's gonna say, you know, because we physical, we just cheating because sex.
I'm physical too.
I feel like that's immature. You have no discipline as a man. Like, I get it. Yes, you have urges. We have urges. You think we walk around, we see all these beautiful men, just like y'all see beautiful women. We don't have an urge to want
to test the water.
Come on, stop playing. It's called discipline.
And trust me, I've been in a lot of spaces to where men with their wives, and I'm looking at them, and the husband looking at me, and I'm like, oh, she's so pretty, and he looking my way, and I'm like, bro, what?
Exactly.
And it's like, I don't have, it's crazy to me, but y'all gotta.
So me personally, cheating is like unacceptable, especially at this big age of 30. I'm about to approach 32.
Yeah,
you should be, because we're living in the day and age where you could just be single. You can find somebody on your time. That's on the type of time that you own, that you just want to. It's so many polygamous relationships out here. It's so many, you know what I'm saying? It's so many avenues for you to fit that in your schedule. You know what I'm saying? To justify you. But cheating is unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's unacceptable. So cheating is a non-negotiable. Cheating is a boundary for me. Yeah. Now, when it comes down to other things, such as like, okay, you lied to me or you didn't communicate. Like, yes, you're supposed to be able to give that person grace. What I mean by that is talk to people. Like, all right, this offended me. People don't know. People don't read your mouth. That's the thing. I feel like we have this romanticized life or ideology around life or around how relationships should be, and I blame social media for that wholeheartedly. I wish the social media would crash.
Because those that don't know,
I really do.
Those that don't know themselves well enough, leans on things to social media. That's why it's a lot of wow factor memes and stuff that people will be like, dang,
and it's like,
was it deep? Or you just don't know what you like. You don't know yourself enough.
Let's just be real. Like, let's be realistic. Life don't go like that. Relationships don't go like that. Don't get me wrong. Yes, some people do have their fairy tale like wedding and proposal, all that good stuff. But that's just a one-time thing. That's just a proposal. That's just a wedding. We're talking about life, longevity with a person.
One person.
Like, you have to understand that people are going to change and they're going to go through seasons, and you're going to look at them and they're going to be something totally different than when you met them. They're supposed to change. So you're supposed to give the people the grace and the space to change in each season. That's what a relationship is. That's what commitment is. Allowing a person to be who they are in whatever season that they're in wholeheartedly, allowing them to be that. Okay, so how do you go through those boundaries and talk about those things? You talk about it. You address it with that person.
I was just
you
say
give
that.
them that space.
Address the things that bothers you. This is how y'all both can create healthy boundaries in your relationship. That happened to somebody I've seen on Instagram. That girl was sharing her story on how her husband cheated on her, and she was just blown out, like, cause she like, what? She did what any other real woman would do. She evaluated the hell out of herself, like, wait, hold on me? I do this for real? Okay, cool. This is what we finna do. Because a lot of people get married and don't place boundaries because y'all made it this far without any, and we good. So why now? But you waited till you was married to start cheating. Okay, bet. She said, when I step out, I'm gonna do this. You can do that, and this, and this.
Yeah.
She agreed to him doing what he was doing. If he don't stop, yeah, we married, but now we finna turn this into a business for real. Because a lot of people say, we get married,
it's a contract.
Yeah, and I honestly don't want to get married if people's looking at it like that. I would love going to business together. I would love to do this, do that. But don't forget the reason why we came together. Love still is huge in the marriage. I don't want to look at it as a job.
Right.
But now when you messed up and stuff like that, I feel like everybody was like, was she wrong? And everybody was like, yeah, but there you go, sis. And I'm like, no, because now when he step out, you know what he's doing. And now you gotta match his energy. I shouldn't have to match your energy.
And that's the thing. People don't understand what like cheating and all those things does internally to a person. Yeah, like, okay, you did a couple, you had a couple of minutes of fun, and it was just, but you don't know what that does to the other person internally. And it's like, okay, we go back to the point that, well, is that my responsibility or how they feel internally? Absolutely it is, because you did that. That person had full confidence in you as a person and trusted in you as a person to not do them wrong. At the very least, you could have, you know what I'm saying, you could have kept it a buck with them. You know what I'm saying? And then people have the audacity to lie about you.
Because the girl, she didn't find out about her husband. The girl reached out to her. So not only did I find out that you stepping out, but I found out through somebody else who felt like they doing something to me.
It's insane.
So yes, create those healthy boundaries.
That's insanity.
Discuss the things that bothers you.
Yeah, and give them the space.
And give them the space.
Give people the space, and people gonna ask, how much space do you give them? That's situational, and it's dependent on said boundary. Yes, I absolutely do. I am one of those people that absolutely believe that certain things can happen overnight. But I also absolutely believe that certain things does take time. And with time,
I'm sorry. I'm an overnight person too, because I'm sorry.
Certain things. Certain things. Absolutely.
You can definitely
certain things.
If you went so long without doing it, and you just happen to just do it, you can change that, because you wasn't doing it before. You just chose to do it because you just was weak as hell to something, and you didn't tell.
And when I say overnight, I don't literally mean overnight. I mean, like, it can happen quickly.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
cheating for sure should stop overnight. You told me you cheated yesterday, you shouldn't cheat tomorrow.
Cause it's
like, okay, like, all right.
Cause it's gonna break your heart. Cause I wanna, like, so it's kind of like, certain things, like you said, that land and all that extra stuff like that, bro. What?
I feel like lying. Like, I feel like certain things like communication takes time to learn how to communicate, because different people communicate differently.
But that's gonna show it while y'all dating. So,
which is
I don't want to hear when y'all married.
Which is why you should really vet these people out in the dating process. Right? You should. And when I say dating, I mean exclusively to that person, not like dating 5 different people.
Right. Not get mad, you know, dude ain't text you.
And when you're exclusively in a relationship with one person, you know, my mom always say that's what we used to call dating back in our day. And I'm like, so yes, that is what that is. You know, we have different terminologies now because we're in different generations. When you're exclusively in a relationship with a person, learning how to communicate with your partner should be something you do in the earlier times in your relationship.
Sure.
You shouldn't be 5 years down the line still petty talking to each other.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, if you're gonna, and I'm a big advocate of this. I don't have a problem with having issues in a relationship. I don't want to have the same issue in the relationship.
Yep.
So what I had in year 1, I shouldn't have it in year 5. We should have year 5 problems. Whatever that may look like for us as a couple in year 5.
Because
why am I having insecurity problems unless you bring an insecurity, unless you make a person insecure about something, unless you insert an insecurity, meaning cheating, i.e. cheating, because now you've made someone insecure. Now you made me feel insecure about something. Now I'm checking your phone. Now I'm checking when you coming home, and that now I'm insecure because you inserted that as the person.
I told one of my male friends that. I said, well, y'all quick to call us crazy, but y'all forget we wasn't always crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
We wasn't always there.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
So
So I said when you give grace, that's situational. So there's no like definitive answer for that. Like I feel like we always say this, because everything is not, again, set in stone, and everything is not all spiritual either. Everything is not, but everything works together. That's what the Bible said. All things work together for the good to those that love God. Everything works together simultaneously to help progress you in your life. So I feel like situationally, when we say this, when you know, you will know. Like I believe that wholeheartedly. You will know when it's time to move on. You will know when it's time to give somebody grace. You will know, like, and I'm learning that even in my relationship.
It's a grace moment. All right,
I'm learning that wholehearted, because it's been so many times that it's like I'm done. And it's like, but God be like, but are you? God be telling me, but are you though? And I was like, I'm not though, because what if it was me? And I do a lot of what if it was me, not in the same literal scenario, but what if it was me in a different scenario? Like, I need the grace. I would need the grace to be a human, to be like, all right, I'm teachable. I want that. Just because certain people do certain things, that don't mean they don't want certain things, right? Like, just because this person didn't communicate appropriately in this moment or in this argument, that doesn't mean they don't want to be in a relationship. That just means I wasn't taught how to communicate properly when this arrives.
Right.
And then I don't know how to communicate the fact that I don't know how to communicate.
Yeah, I don't communicate. So this is why I lash out, or this is why I don't say nothing.
And when y'all have that conversation, that's where y'all should both come up with a boundary. Boom.
When you feel yourself getting fed up,
hey babe, I need to take a walk.
Yeah.
Hey babe, I need to go. We need separate time.
I'm struggling to interpret. Yeah, I'm struggling to say this. I'm struggling to comprehend. I don't know. You know.
I
love it though.
We got so much pride. We gotta stop.
That's what it is.
We got so much ego. We gotta stop.
We can't get to a healthy communication because we got so much
pride. We just we want to be right. Nobody want to tell us. Nobody want to be told. Like you said, go back. Nobody want to be told.
Being held accountable, saying you had a moment that is looked as weakness.
Like what we were just saying earlier today. Like I'm saying, I don't want to beat myself up for making a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, golly, God forbid that I made a mistake.
Yo, I shouldn't have to feel like crap because
I made a mistake.
And I just posted, this is crazy, I just posted something on my Instagram like, you're human. Human error is okay.
Human error is going to happen every day.
If we were designed to be perfect, we wouldn't be living like this.
I wouldn't need Jesus.
We wouldn't be living like this, to be honest. We wouldn't be given willpower either.
We absolutely would.
So every day, y'all, we learning.
We're learning, growing, and healing every single day.
Yeah.
And so that's why we always preach, give yourself the grace. I feel like the more you give yourself grace, the more you will learn how to give other people grace.
Yeah. Because even though nobody gave you grace, you giving yourself grace, and it's not for nobody else to give you grace because you're not part of yourself.
God giving us the grace. We waking up every morning.
I was just saying it to myself. I was like, while we was on praise and worship, say, God, thank you for giving me another chance every morning.
Every morning.
Because
not even just like you said, not even every morning. Like when something go wrong
during the day,
like in the morning part of your day, God gave you another grace to see the afternoon.
Yep.
That's Him giving you brand new mercy. graze, like
literally. I'm having a rough morning, Lord. The coffee didn't kick in. It kicked in, but it ain't do nothing.
Right.
So I'm awake till 12 o'clock about to come.
Listen, we're trying to tell you.
I need some reset.
For real. So, that's how I feel about when it comes to boundaries. When someone crosses your boundaries, have that conversation and don't be. And I struggle with that. I struggle with having the tough conversations with the people that I love.
Say, is it hard to say no? That's why a lot of people get walked all over.
It
like
is. It absolutely, and I'm saying that out of experience because I struggle with telling people. He asked, like, we had a big argument, and we finally kind of broke through that, which I'm so happy. But he asked me, like, do I do the same for you? And then I had to tell him, no, you don't. Like, I had to tell him no, and it was hard for me to say that.
That broke you.
It was hard for me to say that, but it was like, you don't. And I also, again, this is also how I did this. I gotta learn to stop doing this so much though, but this is me giving grace. I understand the state that you're in right now. So I understand why you're not giving it to me. However, that doesn't make it okay for you to not give it to me. See what I'm saying? So I'm like, I understand why you're not giving it to me. This is why I say I gotta stop doing that too. Because you don't want to give too much.
We soften the blow.
Right. But I told him, I stood on that. I was just like, no, you're not. And although I understand what space you're in right now, still don't make it okay. That's what I told him. That's how I said it. Like, yes, you're not doing that for me. I mean, no, you're not doing that for me. Although I understand where you're at right now, that still don't make it okay. You're being selfish. You're right. That was hard as fuck. Because with the wrong people, they walk away from that. They leave you out, or you're not the best friend, or you're not the friend no more. As opposed to processing it and allowing, like, she might be right or he might be right. I love this person. I'm like, and one thing that I was shocked, and this is why I'm so shocked that, like, oh wow, things are going good, or like they're heading in a better direction, is because he took responsibility. He was like, you're right. He didn't say, but because
it wasn't.
It was no, but you're right. I am selfish. You're right. He couldn't do nothing else but say, take his responsibility and accountability. You right.
Yep.
And that's when I knew. I'm like, oh, he get it now. He got it now. Because it's like, yeah, people can say, yeah, you right, but no, I don't need a but on how you hurt me. You hurt me.
You hurt me. Just ended
I just need you to understand that you hurt me. You're being selfish. You did this or you did that, and I just need you to take responsibility for it. And then we can move forward. Also, then we can work on moving forward.
That just helped me realize another gem too, y'all. Also, understand when your boundaries being taken advantage of too. Because you can say that enough. Like with this is a different situation, but I'm just saying too. That just made me think about how I was put in a position to explain to somebody, like, no, you hurt me, and I've always gotten a rebuttal, but you gotta understand, you did that too, and I'm just like, see, this is why I can't be with you, because when I go to express myself, you gotta find ways to justify why you did what you did to me.
It's just like with those men versus women debates.
Yes.
We're talking about one thing right now. Stop saying
one thing.
Stop saying, but men do this. When we reference a woman, but women do this. No, we're talking about one thing right now.
Let's dissect that before you get to tell me why you did this, and this.
Exactly, because if you didn't do this to me, we wouldn't even be talking about none of it at all. So this is not the opportunity to tell me how I hurt you 3 weeks ago.
So now I gotta sit here and be understanding on why you did what you did to me. Although I feel the same way. I've never got to the bottom of why you did that to me, but I definitely left out the situation of me understanding why you did that. So that goes to show you taking advantage of what you know you're doing.
Absolutely.
Please stay away from those type of people. And if you marry to a person like that, that's toxic.
And I feel like most people know. Some people that do that. Know exactly what they're doing.
They know exactly what they're doing, because why you think they rebuttal so fast? Nah, it's because they already had their answer ready. They're formulating thoughts while you explaining yourself. They're not even listening. So it's like, wait, bro, shut. Like, you know, then now y'all fighting. Now it's this, now it's that, and guess what? The situation was solved.
Absolutely.
So I said that to say, I would have been in a relationship still. had not recognized my boundaries or recognized the things that trigger me and recognize that my boundaries are being taken advantage of because somebody want to play mind games and be manipulative. Yes, you can be that at one time in your life, but when your life is just open and you really just trying to love and you experience that, it's okay to, it's situational, but I found it okay to walk away.
Yeah. Very situational.
Yeah, it's situational, but I think
that's why you will know. You when we go back to that,
you know.
When you know, you'll know when it's time, and you'll know when it's time to get more grace.
Yeah.
So
I was out of
grace. One thing about grace is the source of grace comes from God, and He'll never
run out.
He'll never run out. But then again, no, it actually does. So that's why, because they always say, don't frustrate the grace of God because it can run out. So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and end that there. Follow us on all digital platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio for the audio. Let's whine about it with the wine glass emoji. Yeah, if you like to listen to podcasts, everywhere. We're on everywhere, all digital platforms, everywhere. But if you want to see us beautiful, beautiful ladies on the tube, we're on the tube. YouTube at that. Let's Whine About It podcast. Follow us on Instagram. Let's Whine About It pod. P-O-D. Okay, we interactive on there. We got to get back interactive on there.
Yes,
fault. That's our fault. But we're still alive. We had one of our writers tell us on Facebook yesterday that they missed us.
He said his Sundays is not the same.
And I feel it because it's not the same for us either.
Because now we back. We we're feeling better.
We're going to get more consistent on a consistent basis. Trust me. Life's just really been lifing for real.
Yeah.
And we're giving ourselves the grace to live it.
This is how we know we're special because the devil is doubling.
People say the devil is a Scorpio.
Just
a Scorpio and a Virgo combined, they hate us.
Look, just because.
Why they hate us so bad?
Just because Halloween starts in the month of Scorpio season does not mean.
Y'all hate us so bad because y'all want to beat us so bad. That's really what it
hot and this Virgo season started. They say the demons are coming out. I mean, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Virgo Scorpios get the same backlash, y'all.
Y'all love us though. We make great partners in all levels. Honestly,
I think they're mad because they can't do the things they do to other people or us. So we got no choice but to embrace it.
Well, like we said in the beginning of this episode, give yourself grace in this Mercury retrograde in Virgo season.
Please.
And until next episode, guys, we love, appreciate, and adore you all. All right. Bye. Cheers. Hit the red button.